I've been without your service 22 years now. And I started when I was 5. No.
Think about it. 5 years ago, mobile app didn't exist. And now mobile app is on, and it's funny that you say that, Rob, too, is because at the World Bank, they used to have pushback. Oh no, because of, data privacy and all that. Now they're like, what are you doing, Sharon? We need this like yesterday.
My mom always says, man makes plans and God laughs at him. Well, there's been a good laugh so far. But the proud moment is that we've, and not to continue to use the word pivot, we as professionals and as, again, people that care about our people and our organization, our family, we started putting our heads together and thinking about what to do. And, we put on a very successful critical issues conference. We've kind of come up now with all of the things, the social injustices that are happening that have come present. We've started working on that as well. We've really started addressing things of the times.
One of the positives that have come out of it, it's been a great opportunity for us to test new technology, new programs, new concepts, because we're feeding our critical infrastructure folks only right now. So at the main campus where I am, where we usually have over 7,000 people, we have about 300 right now. And we're providing them with a lunch every day. So we've been able to launch new mobile ordering platforms and get them used to utilizing those and get feedback on how they work. We've been able to introduce new menu items as their free meal for the day and get feedback on how do you like this, how do you not. So when we get back to when we're starting to ramp up the program, we can build our menus more effectively around what are the things that the employees are really asking for and that they really gravitate to. Yeah, so that's been fantastic.
A lot of people started talking to other people that maybe we wouldn't have talked to before, right? And we reached out to people, and I got involved in discussing things with the hospital industry and the K-12 industry and the college and universities. And I think we can all learn from each other. And to me, all that coming together is just a very huge positive for our industry. Right? It's just fantastic to see that happen.
Even though it was moving so fast, a lot of our operations run on a P&L. So majority of the time, what do the vendors do with their staff, right? The first thing they would think of, there's no business, they're going to lay off. So then on the client side, what do we do, right? The right thing to do is, for us at the World Bank, we continue paying for the vendor on-site salaries, their wages, their benefits. But now, of course, we're in discussion because we're not even open yet, and they're moving opening dates now to the new calendar year of 2021. So now's the next step. What are we going to do? So opening is not even in the mindset of a lot of our senior leadership, although we have an opening package that keeps changing because we think we're going to open and now we're not. So but what do we do with the vendor staff? That's the also crucial point.
Looking at it in a global manner, the world had the same issue, but everybody was moving at a different speed. So trying to capture it, and I joked around with people that it almost felt like whack-a-mole, that you're working on something in Manila, you fix that, and then all of a sudden something happens in London. So you're trying to kind of piece it together and do the best you can. But I think all of us had gone through the same thing. When the first call to arms came out for us, what's the first thing we did? Everybody came to the food and beverage team and said, hey, we got to take care of people. So that was the first thing we did. So although we were working on getting out, we had our contractors and our staff really sticking around and doing, trying to, as best we can, to support our colleagues.
Our company really embraced its mission of helping people in communities achieve better health. I talked about what were we going to do with all those food service employees we have. Well, one of the ways we kept them employed and kept them doing something that had meaning was by partnering with Feeding Northeast Florida here in Jacksonville, because they all of a sudden were in dire need of meals, something they've never had to do before. They usually would give donations that came to them out to local senior citizen centers, and those centers would turn them into meals for their residents. Well, a lot of those kitchens were shut down because you had staff members and residents that were testing positive. So we were able to step in and say, hey, we've got huge production kitchens that are sitting quiet right now. Bring the food to us. This is what these people do, is they make meals, and we've been making 3,000 meals a day since the end of March. We just passed the 300,000 meal milestone back the end of August, and we'll hit 500,000 meals the week of Christmas that have gone to help support people in our community who otherwise wouldn't have gotten them.
For Ford, when we came back up in a kind of a different way, in that we turned our industrial sites into manufacturing ventilators and PPE type stuff.
Our facility here, which usually holds 3,000 plus events a year, and we're not going to have that level of activity, and we're not going to have meetings of that size. So how do you keep people communicating with each other and keep the ones who are working from home connected and engaged?
From a leadership perspective, my team really rose to the occasion. We had discussions, we had support, we thought about that, but ultimately the decision making was really localized, and I thought that was great.
How can we, move forward and do better? And I think that for me was one of the most positive things that came out of that, is like sharing ideas and best practices to ensure for the coming up reopening that it's going to be done in a proper way.